I have to go over the minutes of the last meeting, which was an annual meeting. It was brought to the attention of the community.
Can you just tell us who you are, sir?
Oh, I'm sorry. My name's Darrell Boleski. I live on Tarpon Lane in Lauder Place. Get my minutes turned over here. It was brought up on the last meeting. They wanted to change the speed limit from 25 miles an hour to 15 miles an hour in Lauder Place. There was a motion, vote on the resolution to present the city and the ordinance to lower the speed limit. And another person said it may be a waste of time, but I guess it's worth a try. And the person said, motion to present the resolution to Orange City Council and lower the speed limit in Lauder Place to 15 miles an hour. There was a second and a third. Now they claimed that there was a 100% approval on that. Now, when I got the next meeting from the secretary of Lauder Place, there was 85 parcels that were represented. 16 of those parcels voted twice. 38 parcel owners did not attend. 21 were presented as proxies. And there was only 10 representatives presented to those 21 proxies. I propose that we leave it the way it is. I would have to check with the city. Has there ever been anybody in that neighborhood hurt or killed or maimed? Not that I know.
Can I ask you why you're opposed to a 50-mile-per-hour speed limit in any neighborhood loaded with kids? Why would you be opposed to it?
I'm opposed to it because it violates my Fourth Amendment, freedom to travel, of the Constitution, which supersedes cities, the state, the county. It's the United States Constitution, Fourth Amendment. We've had problems with kids, but I contend that it's a parent problem, not a community problem. They want to turn our community into a playground, 15 miles an hour. I drive through there maybe 20, and I'm still slow enough that I can see what's going on, see what any traffic. I have a problem with, they had a meeting, you called a meeting, I was invited, I didn't get to attend, but there was no debate on this resolution, no rebuttal. Nobody had the opportunity to even hear it. I mean, there was 60 other people or properties that didn't get to vote, or they relinquished their vote to a proxy. I think the whole thing was just kind of ramrodded through, hoping nobody would hear about it or take any action against it. 25 miles an hour seems to be adequate at this time. We've had no problems with accidents or injuries. We have had a lot of problems with kids driving their electric bikes, their scooters, and running stop signs, not following the rules of the road. And if I had my choice, I would say if you don't have a driver's license, you don't get to drive a motorized vehicle. Thank you very much, Mayor.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't know that I've had an outpouring of opposition, but actually significant support for the 15 miles per hour. Personally, that's what I have found. The intra-POA differences has no bearing on me. The precedent has always been at the request of the HOP board, and the board requested 15 miles per hour. If there's issues within the association, that's something y'all need to work on. But for me, we have always adhered to a HOA recommendation of this nature. And trying to think of anything that we did.
It was only 10 representatives on the committee.
Wade Fillmore's here. Wade,
Okay, you see that?
I just wanted to call Wade. Wade contacted me 3 months ago. Some of the board members said that y'all were meeting on Sunday night. I took a call Sunday. I discussed it with y'all.
And before you start, can I give a little, the reason we've always done that is because if someone requests X out of the neighborhood, we've always said, no, you need to go through the association because you want it doesn't mean everyone else does. And the opposite can apply. But in this situation, I said we just adhere to that precedent of the HOA represents the neighborhood. That's a singular voice from me, as opposed to a bunch of different voices coming from different angles. So,
Wade and Phil, we're going to need my address and information.
As for your rest.
Yes, I'm a property owners association president representing us. So to clarify this, we had our annual meeting, and for the last 3 years, this has been discussed, and I've said, listen, let's take our time, let's try to get people to slow down. It's been a 3-year process, and we finally, at this meeting, it was brought up again that it's a concern and a query, and we had the our covenant. You have to have a certain amount of members to have a quorum, to have a meeting, and the 100% was not 100% of the members, it was 100% of the people at the meeting. And so we had the numbers to vote. We had everything is in order, and we presented that. And we presented it to y'all. I don't know what else to do. This is what the majority rules, and the majority would like this. And I'm simply here presenting that on their behalf.
Yeah, and a proxy vote is a legal vote. The homeowner can relinquish their vote to an officer of the POA or to another person that lives in the community. So a proxy vote is a legal vote. And I'm with the mayor, I would think that if a POA came to us and the majority of them voted and that's what they wanted, then that has a lot of credibility with me.
I've taken numerous complaints from residents in the first subdivision. I've owned some property back in there on Tarpon, actually, all the way in the back. Correct? Tarpon all the way in the back. Yes, sir. Sailfish, all that through there. I've taken numerous complaints from residents about running into the stop sign on Lauder Lake through there. Buzzing through there most of the time. It's on weekends when I sure through going back to Pool Park into actually your subdivision. But for years I've heard nothing but complaints about speeding. And so I've taken complaints on this.
And that was one of the conversations that came up repeatedly at the meeting is the officers, anytime we've asked OVP to come in, they always come in, but with the speed limit at 25 miles an hour, there's not much they can do.
Yeah.
We don't have sidewalks, so you have to walk in the street.
Right.
And so it's just, our point of view is we'd rather err on the side of caution and be safe than not, than have somebody in there.
When you contacted me, that's exactly what we talked about.
Yes, it's just a safety issue.
And I will say that the e-bikes and golf carts have been addressed probably next meeting.
What's that?
The e-bikes,
Yeah.
next meeting, and there'll be several rules that will be enforced.
And Mr. Gillespie, we don't discount your position. We're not saying you're right or wrong. We're right or we're wrong. It's just, this is the way we've done it for so long to try to get a unity of voice when there's making a change, a wholesale change being made. And so for me, this satisfies that. Anybody else have any other questions?
I
also live in a neighborhood without sidewalks and have 2 small children who love to ride their scooters and bikes, and it's a real problem. And been criticized in the neighborhood Facebook group for getting stop signs put up. But for me, it's about the safety of our neighborhoods and the safety of our children. And if I have to stop for 5 extra seconds, or if I have to go a little bit slower down the road so a kid doesn't get ran over, that's what I'm willing to do.
That's never happened. You got problems.
Could you come to the mic?
See, that's never happened. We have a problem that doesn't need fixed. It's kind of like if it's not broke, don't fix it.
Well, we're fixing to fix the e-bike issue, and we haven't had a bad e-bike, but we're fixing to fix it because it hasn't happened doesn't mean when and if, it means when. And that is going to happen. And to say that, I'm sorry, to go from 25 to 15 in a neighborhood full of kids, I don't understand how anybody could oppose that.
It's a playground.
Maybe it can inconvenience you. I understand that, but I don't know how. I'm sorry. I don't necessarily argue with your argument. I just disagree with your position. I think erring on the caution of kids just makes sense.
So there's plenty of green space for them to play besides in the street. We have the pool, which we spend money every year on. We have the green space behind the pool where they can play their volleyball or basketball or whatever they want to do, but keep it out of the street.
Well, I think the big issue is you guys don't have a sidewalk. If you had a sidewalk, it'd be one thing that every kid going riding a bike in the street. I did without a sidewalk, and you probably did too. And you just have to. And there's more people live here now than was many years ago. There's more e-bikes now, and these things that we're dealing with, and it's just getting to a point where we're going to have to crack down and we're going to have to be extra careful. And that's why I don't have a problem with 15. But I do understand what you're saying.
Thank you, Council.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Wade.